Hello everybody, Symbiotic here today to continue my playthrough of Mega Man X4. In the last episode, we took on Magma Dragoon and found out that he not only betrayed uh, the Maverick Hunters, but also betrayed the entire human race just to fight X. I mean, at least the guy knows what he wants. Anyways, this stage, no pun intended, or pun entirely intended? I don't know. This stage is really cool. I mean, besides the fact that it's covered in ice, it's got a lot of references further, or like throughout the stage. Actually, we passed the frozen corpse of a boss from Mega Man X3 earlier, and as we go through the stage, you'll notice more and more corpses of old bosses. As morbid as it may be, wow, that is not at all what I meant to do. Alright. I'm still getting used to the button configuration this game forces me to have. For some reason, it just refuses to let me have my normal jump button, which is, I normally map it to B on my GameCube controller, but it just does not like that for some reason. So I guess I'll just get used to jumping with A. This is like, what, 7 parts in, I'm still not used to it. It's really not even that much different than what it usually is. My thumb only has to be located slightly left of where it normally is. So this video is kind of testing out something. I'm using a different recording software, and I'm really hoping the audio mix is better because I've not been a fan of how my audio mixes normally with most of my videos. But in this one, it should mix pretty decently, or at least according to my like 37,000 test recordings, it mixed all right. Oh, I can't say A-okay because it's like it was better than okay, but not by much. So this thing, it took me forever to figure out what it actually does. This makes it so that, and I believe, I'm still not 100% whether this is what it does, but it makes you start the game with more lives than normal, I believe. And I'm still not even 100% if that's what it does, because I usually beat this entire game in one, like, sitting. So the amount of lives I have is the amount of lives I'll have for the entire game, with the exception of actually this series. As I'm recording it, I'm actually doing it different. I don't know why I hesitated to jump there. I am just not in the right. I'm not in the Mega Man mindset right now. Ah well. This room we're coming up on is actually one I'm really excited for. Ever since I played X4 for the first time and saw this room in this stage, I was like, holy fuck, this game's awesome. So you're gonna want to quit fire because, you know, all fire, or all ice is weak to fire naturally. So, if you notice by the lifeless corpse in the background, this is heavily implied to be the boss room of Chill Penguin from Mega Man X1. And it's a similar size to that room, too. It's not, like, definitely the same. Wow, that was awkward. It's not definitely, like, the same room, because it's not, like, they're not smacking us in the face, telling us, yes, this is the same room. Although, to be fair, Chill Penguin and all of the bosses' corpses that appear in this stage kind of exploded when we beat them. So if it is them, well, I mean, somehow they figured out how to undo explosion. So that's cool. um, this mid boss, he used to annoy me before I found out like you could destroy those icicles on the roof with fire. I would have to dodge those icicles, and then I'd have to not get murdered by him, and it used to be this annoying process for me, but now I've got it down pretty easy. This stage actually has a lot of things in it. Way at the beginning of the stage, I didn't mention it, but we picked up a life up to increase our maximum health, and then we picked up that thing that I think is an extra life increaser. Still don't quote me on that, because I'm not 100%, no matter how many times I play this game, I still cannot remember whether that's what that actually does or not. And that the extras in the stage don't end there. As when we continue further on, we have yet another thing right about, wow, I'm an idiot, it's not right here. It's gonna be in this general area. You have to make sure not to destroy the wrong ice blocks. which can be a little hard, especially if you're being like me and too stubborn to use anything but Rising Fire. The whole gimmick with the second half of the stage is just making it through ice maze after ice maze, full of cold and nasty ice. Fuck. Okay, yeah, I'm remembering it. Yeah, destroy. Wow, that was too much. Luckily, I didn't destroy our prize. As you can see, right there is a weapon tank. This will make it. It works exactly like a sub tank, just with weapon energy. So now, should I collect a bunch of extra weapon energy, which I probably will, seeing as we have unlimited regular weapon energy, I can use that sub tank or that weapon tank to refill my weapon energy for a weapon, and it's pretty damn handy. Especially for Zero, X gets less of a use for it because, you know, X has got unlimited energy here, or he has unlimited weapon energy with the helmet. Zero doesn't have anything like that, so that is a godsend. Although, I keep contradicting myself, most of Zero's weapons don't actually have weapon energy. I think only one of them actually have weapon energy in this game. But that one weapon is extremely costly, and it makes it so that Zero can use it a little more often. And if you're a fan of like the charged abilities with this, then you'll like having a weapon tank laying around. So I haven't let him get it off, but those ice bird things are very annoying, as they will fly around and they charge, and they almost got it off. I killed them right before they did. They charge up and then they freeze the entire area. Like, they freeze the ground, they freeze the roof, create icicles. It's really annoying. They also freeze enemies and make it so that when you kill an enemy, they shatter all over you. I'd say the second half of this stage is much harder than the first. And then you follow that moderately difficult second half of the stage with one of the easiest bosses in all of Mega Man. They sent a kid like you after me? I promise to end this quickly. No, he will not be ending this quickly, I will. So, he slowly, Frost Walrus will slowly walk at you, and then you can use his weakness to push him back, and then he'll slowly skate across the stage to try to hit you. It's, what's sad is this boss is actually not much harder if you're not using his weakness. If you're just using Buster only, then he'll slide around slightly faster. Like, he'll do this attack, but slightly faster, and then you just gotta do the same thing to dodge it. Just slightly less instead of briskly walking away from it, you have to kind of run away from it. Frost Walrus, as one would assume if you played a lot of Mega Man, is that very easy, definitely meant to be the first boss. And also an ice boss, just like usual. Ice bosses are generally pretty weak. And I've already run out of things to say, if you couldn't tell. He's gonna make a giant ice crystal, which will slam itself, and then it'll fall down. This boss really is not much to talk about. He slowly walks at you, slowly slides at you angrily, slowly makes an icicle. He's just a very, very slow day. I don't know why I'm saying the boss himself is a slow day, just the gameplay supports it itself. I'm just here to demonstrate how slow and somewhat painful this boss is. Although I am getting to demonstrate to you the charged attacks. So once he does this, I can do the Shoryuken again. I didn't point out, but you basically have a vertical Hadouken, and then the charged version is straight up a Shoryuken. And I love it. I love that the Mega Man games, or at least the Mega Man X games, pay so much homage to Street Fighter, and it's amazing. Later games in the series even have Zero doing the Tatsumaki, and actually past X games had both the Hadouken and the Shoryuken in it. Very cool. You can definitely tell I've run out of things to say when I'm talking about other games while we're playing this one. But one more Shoryuken and he should be dead. Good job, X. Ryu taught you well. And that was probably the slowest boss fight in the game, but by far the easiest. I don't know if I got hit or not. I wasn't fully paying attention. Another great thing, you can tell a boss is well designed when you can beat it without paying attention even slightly. And his special weapon, something that he didn't really use during the fight, you get the ability to make a barrier of ice around yourself, but if you move, the barrier doesn't move, it just kind of stays there. It's okay. It's good for the next boss, and not really much else. Anyways, this has been a quick run through of Frost Walrus's stage. In the next episode, we'll take on a little more annoying of a stage. We will be fighting Jet Stingray. See you guys then.